Hello?
Hello? How you doing, Yvette?
Hey, Michael.
Lady Pray.
Hey, Jazz Man.
Hey, yeah, Yvette, I called Joel and
This service is provided in high definition by freeconferencecallhd.com. Please enter your access code followed by the pound or hash sign. Early in the morning, I'll be waiting, waiting, waiting on you. Access code accepted. The recording has started. You're the air I breathe. You're the song I sing. Jesus.
All right, let's try this one more time. See if we can get there. All right, DJ Jazz Man and DJ Lady Praise. Can you hear the Batman?
Yes.
All right,
yeah, I
there
hear
you
the
go.
Batman.
All right, there y'all go. There you go. I thought I heard y'all. Y'all must didn't hear when I had connected.
Yeah,
All right.
I was.
All right. We are
No.
live. We are live right here on Positive Power Double XI Christian Media, and you're live on Facebook. So in this show, of course, this show is going
Okay,
to be
great.
y'all
Wonderful.
podcast. You guys going to be broadcasting live every Wednesday. Y'all going to have in studio guests. But tonight we want everybody to get a chance
Okay.
to get to know who you guys are. So we're going to get a chance to talk to you guys and, share some experience with our audience since they're going to be tuning into this beautiful
Okay.
show. So real quick, Lady Praise, tell everybody a little bit about your background in communications and why you decided to get into radio.
Well, this was all God ordained. Like I said, my background is sociology and basically social worker. I have a master's degree in nonprofit management and bachelor's degree in sociology, and not really much communications. But I love to sing, so I love music. So, it just came about where I was sitting doing an interview in a radio station one day, and the station manager was like, "Man, you sound just like Robin on the Howard Stern show. Have you ever thought about getting in the radio?" I said, "No."
Wow.
and and he was like, "Okay, so look, if you ever think about it, here's my card." And I said, "Okay, cool," but I just let it go, and I said, "Whatever, God, whatever." So, and then a couple of months later, he called me back again and said, seriously, I'm serious. You really need to think about getting the radio. I really want to try to diversify what's on WKHS, and we really need to get into a different genre of music instead of always rock and roll and
Right.
oldies. And then he asked me, what would you do? And I said, well, I would do jazz and blues. And I said, wow. And he said, that would be great. That would be wonderful. So that's how it happened. And then he just, you know, he just said, okay, I'm ready after he renovated the whole studio at the high school and said, okay, let's go. So we bounced around some names, and he was the one that sort of came up with the idea of the Sunday Jazz Experience. I was going to call it I was just going to call it Sunday Jazz. And he said, why not call it the Sunday Jazz Experience? Because you're going to be doing blues and doing a little bit of, you know, it's an experience. It's a wonderful experience, and you're, you know,
Yeah.
you just have an experience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So I said, that sounds fantastic. So the show started November the 18th, 2018. So we've been rolling ever since.
Wow. So the anniversary coming up real soon.
It is, yeah. And like I said, my background is, you know, I sing, and I enjoy singing. I sing in my small church choir, and I enjoy music. I've always enjoyed music. I've always really gotten into, really dig into music. And I sort of self-taught myself how to sing by listening to idols like Natalie Cole and Aretha Franklin and Anita Baker, how they were able to phrase when they were phrasing the lyric, when they were phrasing, and how they were holding their vocals and their breath and everything. So, and that's really how I, you know, really just got into music and just love music overall, all kinds of music. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Great story. So that's the origin of Lady Jazz Praise. That's right, Miss Henson out there in Chesterton.
You keep saying Lady Jazz Praise. DJ Lady Praise.
Oh, it's DJ Lady Praise. What did I put out there? It was DJ Lady Praise. Okay, I've been saying Lady Praise. I don't know why I don't know why I'm throwing jazz in there.
You said something there.
Yeah. It could be anything. Batman had half of a nap, so he could. And plus, you know, I remember we crossing over to jazz, so you know that jazz thing is that 4-letter word is kind of trying to pin itself in my brain. So, you know, we've been doing this indie gospel thing for 4 years. Actually podcasting for 5 years, but actually totally we've been podcasting for 9 years. We took a break after 2006. Wow. And then after the technology had changed and we were able to, you know, the boards and everything became USB connected, and we were able to connect it to the computers, which therefore gave you connection to the internet. The game has changed, you know, people, and as you can see, radio stations are connected to the internet. Even some of your terrestrial stations are now providing live streams. Of course, a lot of them are still doing Facebook Live. I think they still haven't quite figured it out yet, or they just don't really want to put the money out there yet to run the lines. Because it's a lot more expensive, I think, for a business like a radio station to invest in the internet than it's there for someone who's podcasting. It's a little different. So it's probably cost in there. And plus, And I think that's your case, right?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I said I think that's your case at your station too. Y'all haven't quite set up a stream yet for your live show. Am I correct?
I don't think so. But like I said, I think what he does, he does it through, like I said, he does it through the radio station, and that radio station has been there since 1974 as part of the King County High School program, where it teaches students to be going the broadcasting career.
Right.
So, but they do have a live stream on air, and it's, you know, you can go to www.khsradio.com, and they have that live stream.
Oh, that's right. They sure do. Yeah, you're right. They do have it. They have the stream set up through their website.
Yeah, they have it. Yeah. But again, it's like I said, it's live, and you know, the watts out of there is 17,000 watts, so it goes out 70 miles all over in each direction from Wharton, Maryland. So, you know, I mean, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Powerful.
Yeah, it is. I was checking out the demographics
for a high school radio station.
It is. It's a good signal because I was looking at that with Chestertown being in the middle of Delaware, New Jersey, Philly, D.C., Baltimore. Are you guys getting into Virginia a little bit too? Because I know it's a little far off.
Yes. What I understand from my co-host, which is one of my other co-hosts, DJ King, which is Milford Murray, he can listen to it when he goes down into Dulles Airport. He can listen to it down there on his radio.
Oh wow!
In his car.
Yeah.
So we're way down there in Dulles, which wherever that is. But I've never been to
Yeah,
Dulles
that's the name
Airport.
of
But
DC.
anyway,
Yes,
I know
outside
it's
of
in
DC.
Virginia.
Yeah, right outside of
Yeah, and
DC.
so
All
yeah,
right.
he can get it all the way down there. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
That
That's
is. That
incredible.
is. That's your terrestrial radio signal. All right, let's move over to DJ
That's it.
Jazz, man. Thank you, Lady Praise, for that information about how you guys got into terrestrial radio. That's right, which is always interesting to
Yeah.
people that's on the internet. Cause a lot of podcasts have never done FM radio. You know, of course, Mike and I have some experience in AM radio when we were doing some stuff with WOLB. I was actually helping them promote their talk show through the help of print media. so Jazz, man, you remember those days when we was running the Rock News magazine through
Yeah,
Baltimore, right?
yeah, that was my first. That was my first experience in terms of radio. We were invited to be talk about our newspaper on the air at 1010 WORB radio. So my first exposure, and I really liked it. But I always loved mass communication.
Yeah.
Whether whether you're dealing with mass media, print, always radio, TV. I always loved mass communication.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And so before we get into DJ Jazz Man background and communication and what you know why he decided to get into radio, public radio, we're gonna go to a quick music break. So hold tight. Now I just want to let everybody know that this artist, she is independent. Well, she's classified as independent, but she's actually under a record label, 3HP, and they actually, I guess they're really based here in the Baltimore area, the DMV. And this artist is something else. The weirdest thing was I had an opportunity to see her perform. I thought she performed that night we were there. Lakeisha and I actually was on location. No, not Lakeisha. Jordan and I actually was on location. They have a new show, a show that filmed that's taped here in the Baltimore area called The Platform, and it's kind of I think it's open genre. But that particular night, it was a lot of artists that were there that was doing gospel music. And they was from the DMV area, a lot of great artists. And it's actually broadcast on ABC. It's taped, and then they run it on ABC. I think it comes on like 1:30 in the morning, really Sunday morning, but it's coming out of Saturday night. And we actually were there with Taylene Harris, who was former singer of Atlantic Star. So we was actually behind the scenes with her, talking to her, and of course they had a number of their artists from 3HP that were there. They're like Amanda Lynn, who's really doing really well out there right now. And there was a couple other artists that we got a chance to interview and talk to, but they were one of the two that stood out, because we were mainly there for Taylene, and then of course her and Amanda Lynn actually had a Christmas song that they had sung together and released. So with all that said, I had a chance to meet Razel. And I think with some other artists there, but I couldn't remember everybody's name. And also was a guy that I think won a Stellar Award, Isaiah Thomas, who's real big in the DMV area. This guy's fantastic, award-winning songwriter, you name it. He has all those accolades. So anyway, we had a chance to tape him and meet him. But Razel, I don't remember her performing. But her music is awesome. You guys got a chance to listen to a little bit in the intro, and we're going to play a little bit of it now. So this is going to be the reason why we picked Razel is because Razel came in our top 10 countdown for Positive Power. The Positive Power top 10 radio mix is something we do every week. We release the list between Monday and Tuesday, and the people say, well, how do you guys choose the artists? Well, a lot of artists tag us. And if we see you out there and you promoting and you making a lot of noise out there, then my staff get together and say, okay, who did you guys see? And we go with the top 10. And sometimes you may see some people not on. It doesn't mean that their music is not doing well and radio stations are not spinning. It just means we just go by what we see. Because one, Batman is heavy in the promotions, you guys can see. When we go out to promote, we go hard. Because, the digital footprint means everything when it comes to social media. Once you get those cameras in front of you, you got to do your thing. You never know when the next opportunity is going to be available, so people find out who you are and what you're doing. You want them to see what you're doing, and you want to try to bring it as professionally as possible. Even if it's just your iPhone, put it on a tripod, put it on a rig. Get somebody who know how to work lighting. invest in yourself. So we do a lot of real heavy promotions because that's basically my background is marketing. So anyway, I saw Razor out there doing her thing on stage, pumping it up this week. So I believe this is our second week on the top 10. And the reason why I'm going to spend a little time with this because this is something that's going into the summertime. This is something we're going to probably do every year, working our way up to Volume 1, the summertime radio mix, which is going to be heavy because this is going to be important because right now, if you guys remember, MVP with Sky is a cable show. It's a top 5 video countdown that airs in DeKalb County on their Comcast channel 23. And she's going to be coming back. We're going to be taping her show starting next week, and we're going to be making this top 10 countdown part of that show. As many artists know, now that the streaming technology has really been has changed the game, meaning that now it's not important for people to buy CDs. It's more important now for people to stream your music on their playlist. When they're in their smartphones or they on their tablets or in their mobiles driving, they go to their playlist. And of course, people got a lot of playlists. You want to be part of that. You get paid based on plays. Just like when record companies are spinning your record in their studios, you get so much money for it. But most of your money is being made through the sales of your CD. But that was the old days. The new days is how often you're being played by consumers. And that's the biggest thing. And of course, you got to look at us, DJ Lady Praise and DJ Jazzman as consumers too, because they're going to build their personal playlist. So they may hear a song in the studio that they like, they may play it. And that means it counts. Yep. It counts to your spins. And they're recording all of this. And that's how you get paid. I guess you guys heard when it first rolled out, I think Drake had released his new single, 1,000 downloads, 1,000 plays, and he got paid. I think it was more than that. He actually got paid $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, that's right. I just read the article last week.
Yep, he got paid $1 million. One day. That was just one day. So that's how so that's why it's so important that you take social media and tell people to add you to their playlist. There's no more click this link and buy me off of Amazon. It's like click this link on Spotify and play me. So that's what you should be doing right now. And that's what that link is that we put out there. That link that goes out there, that's a playlist. That's 10 artists that's waiting for you to click on them on that link so they can be played. And I think it has to play for a certain amount of seconds to be counted. So that's where we are in the technology, man. They got those bots out there. The bots know who is doing what. They tracking you, and that's our new world. So that's why now radio and podcasting is just as important today as it was yesterday, more than ever, because that's the only way the consumer is really going to find out who you are. And you got millions of podcasters out there. So your job is to get yourself a promoter, a manager, and get on these shows and get out there, man. Get what they have now, what they call social media specialists or managers. That's all they do is promote you. And I know about that because when the first year that the Batman got back into podcasting, I was actually in the literary community. Mostly it was street lit genre. And those girls was really big about promoting. A lot of them came out of publishing houses, and they really knew how to do it. So as soon as they released books, everybody changed their Facebook page over so you could see it. That book was just released, and they want you to buy it. They found out that the average Kindle owner actually owned 300 titles on their Kindle. 300. That was the average amount of books that people was holding on their Kindle. So that was a breakthrough in the book industry, but it did change the way books were being printed. Yeah, it changed printing. So because people were starting to, use their Kindles and their tablets and all this other stuff for digital technology. So now the music industry has been affected the same way, and so they promote heavily too. Those street lit artists, they authors, they promote real heavy. They do a lot of podcasting. They do a lot of shows. It's that life. Some of those girls are averaging anywhere between $2,000-$3,000 a month, or for every book that they release. That's what some of the girls was making, and for their publishers. Yep, that was the kind of money that's being made out there. So, of course, It's a little
Wow,
different.
really?
Yeah, they
Kindle?
were selling their books for 99¢, but they were only getting paid 44¢ after Amazon took their cut. And of course, the printer, publisher's taking his cut, so they splitting that 44¢. But they were selling a lot of books. So that's how we rolling now with the digital technology. All right, we got a lot of people out there today. So real quick shout out before we roll on to play Razel's music. We got Desiree. Oh, Desiree's out there. She's going to be the one that's going to help us get some of these beautiful artists on this show. Miss Benson's out there in Vegas. We got Joanne. I haven't heard from her in a long time. What's up, Miss Connor? She was on my journey with Paula G. My girl Monique from Atlanta's out there. And we got Marissa Williams out there. Shout out. Cornell Butler. Deborah Scriven is out there. And Mr. Gene. I don't have my glasses on. I'm doing my best. So anyway, we got a lot of people out there on Facebook Live enjoying the show. When we come back, we're going to finish the interview with DJ Jazzman. But right now, and of course, I had to go into that little bit there. But I just love where the technology is today. This is what I went to school for. All right, so hold tight, everybody. Be ready to listen to a little bit of Razel. Here we go.
When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. Starving over everything, even all the pain I bring. Jesus, my everything. Jesus, my everything. You are starving over everything, and you came to rescue me. Jesus, my everything. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. My God is sovereign. My God is sovereign, yeah. 'Cause you illuminated my dark vision. Open up the clouds, they were hovering over me. Didn't see you like you saw me. I was doing what I wanted. I was gone, dead, lost without you, living life in a corpse. Yeah. And I was so far away from you, so far away from you. And now I know that you answer from your holy heaven with the saving strength of your right hand. And there's never a time where I can't appreciate you saving my life from that sinking sand. See, I was away and I was so far away, and now I get to be close to love every day. I can hear my Father's heart when he say come close to me. All who are heavy laden, lay your burdens down next to me at the cross. Yeah, 'cause when I was far, I was lost. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was listening to Worldwide Podcast.
All right, that was Razel, and that was called So Far Away. Man, that was a beautiful song. I love her whole album. And she released this in 2018. I think she got some new material that they about to crank out there. So we're excited for her, man. Really excited. She's going to actually be here. She's going to be here, DJ Jazz, man, in studio with My Journey with Paula G this month. So we're excited about this. She's going to perform.
right.
And
Oh yeah, sounds good.
yeah, we're excited about that. All right, so we're back with the Chestertown radio station, WKHS 90.5 FM. They do their thing on Sunday, and they're here to talk to us tonight. We're getting to know them. Of course, you guys are going to hear them every Wednesday when we got guests and still. If not, I'll find somebody for y'all. Believe me, there's some people got some smooth sounds out there. So you guys open to talk to indie genre pretty much as far as gospel, Christian, and jazz concerned, correct? Y'all good with that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
No problem at all.
All right,
No
cool.
problem at
That's
all. You
right,
know me.
man.
I'm good.
Try to glorify the talent, the gifts
Jazz
and
and
talent.
blues are the roots.
That's right.
Yeah, jazz and blues are the roots of music. So it covers all genres.
That's right. Amen. All right, Jazz, man. So let's get back to you. Tell us a little bit about your background and why you decided to get into radio.
My background is, I would say, I call myself a customer service specialist. Most of my jobs that I've had in the past have dealt with customer service. I attended Coppin State University. I've worked in about 4 or 5 different publishing and printing companies. I presently, I came across DJ Lady Praise at my present job. I've been in the library field about 16 years, and I overheard her while I was walking in the office talking about a new jazz show that she was putting together. And she was talking to another DJ who has a Thursday evening show. And I heard the word jazz. I peeked in the meeting room, and I said, "Oh, I love jazz." DJ Lady Praise said, "Oh, really?" She asked me to come on as a guest co-host, and I've been there ever since. And I believe this was about December 2018.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, I remember, the days being in print media, which is pretty much the same thing. You're still dealing with consumer. I mean, do you find, any differences or similarities to the two industries, two media?
Well, I can say that in terms of radio, it's very similar to print media in that you are it's an art of promotion. And with print media, of course, I was one of the co-owners of a newspaper, and we had to deal with customers, clientele, getting our message across. It was in print. Now it's on the airwaves. So it's very similar.
That's right. So which one you think you have a greater love for? I know they both hard work.
I would say I have a passion for communications, period. Either one. That radio is very interesting in that you get a lot of feedback after the show.
Right.
With print media, you get your feedback mainly. It comes in cycles in print media.
Correct.
It almost comes like it almost operates as, when was your latest publication? So if you publish quarterly, you'll get a whirlwind on a quarterly basis. But I say radio is more consistent in terms of day to day.
Yeah, very true. That's right.
And I believe and also one more factor, I believe you reach more people.
Yeah.
With radio.
True. That's 2 million people is a lot of people. You're talking about terrestrial radio.
You reach more. You reach more people and very quickly.
Yes.
Like in print media, you have to grow into that. It's a longer period of time.
Yeah. Very
With
true.
radio, it happens a lot quicker.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's get the lady
I mean,
praise.
we're also fortunate that, excuse me, but we're also fortunate that we have, with the internet radio, you can tune us on the internet and through the airways. So, that helps a lot.
Yeah, technology has changed. I mean, there's a lot more flexibility now than we had years ago. All right, let's switch over to Lady Praise. Lady Praise. So tell us, what's your vision so far with the station? I mean, I know, you're just committed for that 1 day a week. Now you 2 days. Where you see this thing going for you? I mean, how you feel about it right now?
Well, actually, I actually feel it going as the sky's the limit, because with my other I have two other co-hosts as well, DJ Whisper Sam Moore and DJ King Wilfred Murray. So all the four of us, a team. So, but I just see us as going as far as God will take us and allow us to go, which is the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned.
Amen.
I see it going as far as it can go. I mean, who knows? I mean, with the podcast and then doing some other things, and who knows what God has in store.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
As I tell the guys, we just continue to stay humble and continue to stay grateful.
Amen.
And that we're blessed, that I'm blessed, that we were able to, that I was presented with this opportunity to do it. And as far as being one of the only, as far as I know, the only African American woman on the shore that has a radio show.
That's big.
That's on the Eastern Shore. That's pretty big.
It is. That
So,
is. It is.
And we're just going to keep moving forward as we need to, and just continue to be blessed, and just continue to praise God and keep moving forward, keep putting out. I'm finding music when I get my inspiration, and I hear a song that I want to play, and like I said, we play all types of jazz and blues and whatever, and if it gets my feet tapping and moving, I'm going to play it.
That's right.
That Sunday on the show.
That's right.
Yeah. So I see us going as far as we can, wherever, however.
That's right. Feel good.
However, wherever.
That's right. And radio is so important to many communities, especially, back in the day, the African American community didn't have a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have, people look like us on TV back in, you're talking about the 40s, 50s, and 60s. So they rely very heavily on the radio back in those days to keep the community connected, especially when it came to the boxing sports. We weren't in the front rows or the third row, whatever row, to see, Cassius Clay and some of the big heavyweights back in the day. We had to listen to about it. And then they shared the radio. The homes shared radios. They didn't have them in their cars, but they really needed that. And think about this too. The breakthrough of radio helped many African Americans become millionaires. You think about some of those documentaries that we have seen on television, with some of those groups, with Ray Charles and James Brown, all those stories. And even the Sam Cooke story is humongous, because that guy almost was able to start his own record label, because of he had a chance to not only been heard on black radio, but he actually crossed over to white radio, and then he was invited to be on American Bandstand. So that tells you how the collaboration of TV and radio together could really bring on a wave of success for artists. You agree? You agree with that, Lady Praise?
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, you're right. Because again, black radio was, to me, it was the how would you say, the vanguard?
Mm-hmm.
Not even necessarily a vanguard, but almost like it really put out there a lot of African American artists, and you had a lot of people that were listening. They were able to cross over into other genres and stuff.
Yes.
And other radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
Black radio.
That's
Some
right.
of it was underground radio.
Yeah, it was. It was. You're right.
Yeah. It's
And
underground radio.
and to go a little
Absolutely.
further,
Yeah.
to go a little further than that, and then when you think about when we started moving into the '80s with the success of BET, when they had really good programming back then. I'm not taking anything away from now because I guess it's just different tastes now since I'm older. But I remember how they had a lot of variety of TV shows, the talk shows, the variety shows, and then came along the music videos that really changed the whole platform for successful people like Michael Jackson and Prince and Madonna. And, we were starting to, get a little bit more into pop. The pop culture was growing. And then all that combined with the fashion and then the cars and everything, the whole culture was coming together, with the fashion designers, the record labels, the cinematographers. Remember, they started putting out videos that was 5-minute video cost you over $1 million back in the 80s and the 90s.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to jump in there a little bit, Jazz Man, what you saw happen, the transition to success for a lot of artists because of television and radio?
Yes, and also I want to state that I believe that DJ Lady Praise, I'm confident that she may be the first black woman on the whole Eastern Shore of Maryland to have her own radio show. Recently I've heard that, but recently I've heard they've all been men.
Right.
There have been black men that have that radio shows, but yes.
Wow.
I know that in Kent County there was a pastor had a gospel show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
his own gospel show. But
Wow.
In terms of the show, I haven't heard, but I believe that she's the first black woman. She's made history. DJ
Pioneer.
Lady Praise.
DJ Lady
Hey.
Praise, pioneer.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yes,
Speaking
tuck
of
it in.
history, I don't know if you know this, Lady Praise, but DJ Jazzman was actually the publisher of the first, I believe it was the first African American publication in Talbot County. Is that correct, Mike? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were the second in Talbot County, and we were the first in Talbot County and the second on the Eastern Shore
Wow.
in history.
In history.
There was one in Wycomico. At that time, there was one that was in Wycomico County that was published before us, but after that, we were the second. And
Yeah.
we're in the museum, as you know, in Talbot County.
That's right. We're in the museum. I remember doing that paperwork. So
Yeah,
that's
the Natural History Museum in Talbot County. It's in Trapp, Maryland.
Nice.
yeah.
They got the publication there, everything.
Yeah, we gotta go back there and visit.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, I remember they left it open one day for me. I ran a little late because I thought they closed at 4:30, and they let us in, and I got a chance to show the children, our history. I had to take them back and remind them, where we stand in history.
And we're also in the archives at the Talbot County Library
Wow,
in the Maryland room in the
wow.
archive.
I didn't know that. Didn't know that one. All right.
Mhm.
All right, guys. We're going to take a quick music break. We're introducing Miss Razel. That's right, Christian gospel artist. She never did really quite give me her genre, but you listen to her music, it sounds like message music. I know a lot of the guys out in D.C. and even a lot of the Baltimorean artists, they call their music message music. Not quite gospel, not quite Christian, but it's kind of make you feel good. It's clean music. You can play it while your children are in the car. So they call it message music. So, and we hope to get a lot of these artists that's in this area down to the shore and be part of what the radio station and the TV station can do together. And I think this is going to be a real powerful era for the collaboration of our two companies. So I'm really looking forward to all of this. Outside of just doing the Lakeisha Mosley show, we talking about bringing My Journey down there to do a tape, a couple of episodes, and actually bringing some of the artists there too. They have great resources down, beautiful resources on the end, as well as their beautiful landmarks. I always tell people, if you got a sports car, Eastern Shore is the place you want to live. There's no potholes. You have to worry about damaging it. Yeah.
Rolling.
That's right. You be rolling. All right, let's hold tight. Listen to Miss Razel again. So hold tight. We're on the line tonight with DJ Lady Praise and DJ Jazzman out of Chestertown, Maryland. They were WKHS 90.5 FM. You can hear them throughout the shore, Delaware, Philly, Virginia, and of course Baltimore and DC. All right, let's check this one out real quick from 3HP.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Now's the time to come alive. Now's the time to come alive. Yeah. You shall live, you shall not die. And in his presence you'll abide. Yeah. So soldier, get your war face on. Put your war face on. In the battle in the army of the Most High God. This is not a facade, so hold up the light. Hold up the light and shine on, soldier. Remember the blood you shed. He already shed for you. Remember the tears you cried. He already cried for you. So let's get one thing straight. You're the head and not the tail. Look to the hills from which cometh your help. Your help come from the Lord. So take out your sword and go to war. Take up your sword and go to war. Take up your sword. You've already overcome. Rejoice for the battle is won. Spit it how I get it, keep it love, getting off face down. But don't succumb to the situation, relentless, even though the fire darts might pierce me. How will I hit the ground with a broken spirit and a heart that's contrite? Teaching my hands to war and my fingers to fight. In the belly of the beast, where he feasts on my flesh, try to rob me of rest. My battle scars bleeding for that blood and redemption. Gotta mention he's perfect in all his ways. So satisfied if you let me die, cause to live is Christ and to die is gain. I hear the spirit say, remember the blood you shed. He already shed for you. You have the mind of Christ. You are victorious. So let's get one thing straight. You are not your own, you're a warrior. Yeah. Your help come from the Lord. Yeah. Take up your sword. You got to fight to the finish. The battle is won, you win it. Take up your sword, go get it. And go to war. My God shall supply your needs according to his riches and glory. You're already more than more. You're already more. Yes. Take up your sword. Take it up. Take it up. You go to war. Take up your sword. You already won. You overcome. Jesus is Lord. Take up your sword. He shall supply your needs according to his riches and glory. The revolution will not be televised, but it's being lived out. There's always a circumstance, demands faith in the darkest parts of our minds. Weapons of mass destruction are psychologically manifested and infested with lies. You want to keep me from the truth of who I am. I am born again of the Most High, loved by Adonai. The sun died and rose again so I could rise. The Lion of Judah roars over the horizon. See him wearing the armor of God, illuminated by his righteous cause. I am to trample upon scorpions and cut off the heads of giants. See me through the Father's eyes. Victory is not given to the wise, but for those who are wise enough to fight for the king. Take up your sword, take up your sword, and go to war. Take up your sword, take it up, take it up, and go to war. Yes, you are victorious, and go to war. You are victorious. You're already more than a conqueror. You're already more. Yeah. Sometimes you'll have to cry, so let this be your war cry. You're a warrior, come out alive. The word of God is the weapon. You are victorious. You are victorious. You're already more than a conqueror. Already more than a conqueror.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live, worldwide.
All right, family. Thank you very much for tuning into this special podcast. It's right, Wednesday night podcast. You know, a lot of times Batman is off on Wednesdays, normally preparing the shows for My Journey with Paula G. And, you know, Paula G is going to be here in the Baltimore, D.C. area on July 26th, 27th, and 28th. The 26th is closed. We will be in D.C., and then we come over to the Baltimore area, 27th and 28th. We're still accepting interviews. So if you're interested in being part of a awesome show, this show actually airs overseas on Genico faith-based television, which is one of the largest faith-based internet television stations in the world. So check that out. And we also we air it all in Atlanta-based television station that airs us every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. on WATC 257.2. If you're living around Atlanta, you can catch it, and then you can catch it on Sundays at 8 o'clock. And sometime they roll it over on 57.1 on that big network, on Atlanta Live Network, where you also can find Paula G doing a prayer line once a month, helping them out on Atlanta Live. She's a big time celebrity out there in the area. They love her to death, and we love her here too. So you can catch her also on mvtv-21.com. is on demand. You can also we do stream some of the shows during the weekends. You can catch the shows streaming. We will be having a schedule out real soon. We're still working on some things on the website because we just pre-launched it. We haven't really quite officially launched it, but you can check it out on at mvtv-21.com. All right. And also the Lakeisha Mosey Show. Lakeisha Mosey is going to be in Chestertown at Sumner Hall. She's going to be taping her show in front of a live studio audience. And we're going to be dealing with a lot of folks on the Eastern Shore that's going to be coming out. They just love Lakeisha. We've been out there 2 times already. For Juneteenth Day, we did a celebration over at the Keenan Museum Cultural Center. And also we were over at Sumner Hall working on a documentary in Chestertown. We was part of the Chestertown Tea Party. We did something with the Owner Judd play. And that was awesome. We had a really great time. We got a chance to connect with the people over at WKHS 90.5, and that's DJ Jazzman and Lady Praise. So we had a great time with them. So great collaboration. So that caused us to come up with this idea to have them podcast on Wednesday night with different artists from around the country, whether they indie, and a lot of them are indie right now. They independent of the label, so it's what it is right now. People really don't need it. Once you build that fan base, what you need a record label for? They're just gonna take your money. And I think you look it up. They'll tell you listen to some of them stories from some of the mainstream artists. They'll tell you, there's not an advantage to be with a record label today, especially if you already have a following over 1 million fans. What you need them for? Just release a single and you made your payday, right? What do you think about that, Lady Praise, about how do a Patti LaBelle really need a record label? Can you answer that for her in your own words?
I mean, I really don't really think so. I mean, not really anymore, because a lot of artists now are going out on their own, and that all started as far as with Prince.
Mm-hmm.
And he made that whole push. It was like, he remember, I think Jazzman, remember we were talking about that, where he just had a symbol because he was no longer going to be slave to the record label.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now now a lot of artists are now launching their own record labels and putting their music out on their own label and distributing it through their website and through streaming platforms like this one. So
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. What they need them for. And what's your comment? What's your theory on all of that, DJJ? I know you remember that time when Madonna and all of them were some of your larger pop artists, and they were telling us exactly what they were making per CD. And I was like, what, 10 cents was considered, I think, phenomenal if you made 10 cents per CD.
Yeah,
and
they
then
make like 11 cents.
Yeah. And do you remember this? Well, I think DMX had put it out when he was doing his piece out in Arizona. He was saying how most of the time the artists don't really make their money until they go on tour. So you have to. And that's probably why their tour dates are so outrageous. I think now when the artists are large like Patti LaBelle,
large like Prince, I think they should go the route how Prince did, form their own label. And if they got such a huge distribution, how a record publishing company to handle part of the distribution, but they don't really need a label to represent them.
Yeah. But wasn't that part of the hierarchy though back in those days? You know, I mean, we all heard how some of these hip hop artists had really bad deals. I remember watching MTV Cribs, and some of the artists lived in townhouses that was worse than the one we had. You know, it was like, wow, he's everybody knows who he is. You know?
Yeah, I saw the documentary Batman with TLC.
Right.
And that was ridiculous.
That was ridiculous. Even the one with Redman and Method Man in them. And you hear stories about LL Cool J too. You know, they didn't have really good contracts. You know, I guess if you're excited and, you know, your parent, you don't have a lawyer sitting there, entertainment lawyer, and they, you know, you have a label sitting there telling them they're ready to sign you. And I think, and you hear those stories from some of the artists that we actually interviewed, because a lot of them were secular artists at one time when they were younger. And a lot of them walked away. I mean, I remember interviewing a guy, he said him and his partners, it was 3 of them. They were right there about to sign a deal. I think they actually signed a deal, and they said, oh, you know what? We don't want you to be the lead singer anymore. We want it to be him. And it's like, no. That's not how we work. We've been together since we were children, and he's the lead singer. They didn't agree. They went and got 9 to 5 jobs and still doing it to this day. and that was a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes you get those kind of rotten deals, you know, and
yeah, a lot of times. I mean, it happened with Toni Braxton, but Babyface gave her a break and let her out of the contract.
Wow.
But how many people got that kind of heart?
That's right.
You know,
that's
he's
right.
one of them that had that kind of heart, but that ain't most executives.
And that's why I hope that Ray Charles' story and James Brown's story has resonated with a lot of young artists, because they told you pretty much what the deal is when it comes to ownership of your masters. And I think that was a whole fight with the Beatles and Michael Jackson and all that whole one day the truth is going to come out about all that. And people think people stupid and don't really know. But, you know, we know what the deal is. But, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so it's about the masters. And Charles and Master James Brown said it. You know, you have to maintain ownership of your masters. That's where the real money is. It's that.
And Ray Charles was talking about this, and he did this back in the 50s.
Yep. And Sam Cooke too. And even Teddy Pendergrass. Those guys were really smart. And you wonder sometimes what really went on back then. You know, it had to be a conspiracy theory. Of course, a lot of people got conspiracy theory. But if you look at the ink that's on the wall, you know, it's like, okay, it don't take a detective to really figure out what really happened to those 2 guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so. I highly recommend looking at the Sam Cooke documentary on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. And the Teddy Pendergrass documentary is a good one too. That's a real good one.
Oh, that's on Netflix?
That's actually, I think, on YouTube. I think I saw that one on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some great ones out there, man. A lot of times you get these families get together and they will tell the stories to a documentary and tell a real story. And then it don't take much now to put together a really good documentary, especially, you know, we don't have to worry about buying film. Like, you know, if you listen to some of the stories with Spike Lee, he was telling you one of the most costly things about shooting film, a movie back then, was the cost of film, and then getting the editor to cut it up. That was the longest process. You can you get a camera in your hand, you can go for days now. You know, 128 gigabyte, man, you shoot all day. You know, but they didn't have that advantage like we have now. Now it's about getting the talent together and you know all the legal, you know, the other, and then distribution is much easier now. All these platforms that you can stream your movies on. So now you'll see a lot more of the truth coming out now. It's easy to make a movie. All right. Well, guys, I mean, time really do fly. I mean, whew, man, there's so much to the music industry. And I'm sure
it's been wonderful.
That the 30 minutes is going to be like nothing. And we definitely going to have to talk about probably doing that show an hour. I'm not sure how talkative a jazz musician can be, but if we just sat down and just talked about, you know, what we know as the 3 of us collaborate on the show, we could talk for 2 hours like you guys do on your show. You know, your show easily 2 hours probably fly like that. But of course,
it does.
You know, it's going to be a little different when you do podcasts and you're interviewing someone. A lot of times they're just going to give you what they need to give you. So we'll talk about that as we develop the program. Amen.
Yeah. We'll see as it goes.
That's right. That's right. All right,
Yeah,
well, lady.
like I said, to me, we try for 30 minutes and then see how it goes. Then if we need to expand on it a little bit
Yeah.
longer, we can do that as well.
Yeah, because I know sometimes when you interview people, like artists, they just want to basically promote what their project is and give you their testimonies and the time to move on, But this is not like we
Yeah,
can't
that's
sit.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we can take the rest of the time and play some music and enjoy our people out there on Facebook Live. 'Cause they jumping in there, they definitely out there, and we actually streaming on Spreaker Radio, where a lot of our shows are downloaded by some of our overseas brothers and sisters that's in radio casting and podcasting. All right. Well, Lady Praise, any final words for
Yes.
tonight's show and to our people who are listening, to your new fans?
Hey, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. This is going to be a continuation of the Sunday Jazz Experience. And as we move forward, we're going to continue to play good music and continue to put out there good conversation. And again, thank you for listening and continue to listen.
That's right. Connecting the people. All right. DJ Jazz,
Yes.
man, any final words from you, sir?
Oh, yes, I appreciate it, Batman, for interviewing us. And DJ Lady Praise mentioned earlier about our other co-hosts, and in terms of our chief engineer, DJ Whisper, our jazz historian, DJ King.
Yep.
They are part of the crew. We got a team. It's a great team. We're a young team, but a great team. And I would say thanks everyone for listening. Thank you for all the love and support. Keep listening. Sunday Jazz Experience coming to you live.
That's right.
Yes.
Amen. God
Live.
is good. All right. So, look, guys, we're going to have those guys come out and be interviewed by you guys so people know a little bit who they are. Bring your engineer out and your other co-hosts, have them come out on the show and let people get a chance to get to know them. And, it's a funny thing about podcasting, it's, people can listen to it at their convenience too. It's not like they have to tune in when you tune in. When you go live, they don't have to go live. They can listen to it next week if they want to and save it on their playlist. So that's the advantage of podcasting. So,
Right.
yeah, that hope people will take advantage of that. Because I know sometimes I'll be listening to y'all show and I can't always catch the whole thing because I'm editing. And I say, oh, man, I wish I can go back and listen to it somewhere. But I never could find anything. But now, hey.
I've actually had my cousin ask me, you guys, can I go back and listen to it? I missed it. Yeah. So this is going to be wonderful. So,
Amen. That's right. And we will be archiving.
I've heard that too.
And I was going to tell them also, they will also be able to get a chance to go out to your Spreaker Radio channel and listen to some of your past shows. We will have those shows available to you right now. You can go out there and listen. And we labeled it episode 1, which I think is more than episode 1 for them, but it'd be episode 1 on Spreaker Radio. So it'd be available for you guys. And we will also post it so your new fan base can go out there and listen to those shows and check out. Because everybody got a love for jazz. That's just our thing, our culture, It goes with everything else.
Exactly.
So we're glad
Absolutely.
that you guys are able to allow others to enjoy what you guys do every Sunday in Chestertown and the surrounding areas. All right? All good.
All right.
All right, so we're going to go out on another song by Razel. We appreciate Razel. Again, Razel was Positive Power Top 10 Radio Mix. She came in number 1. And again, every Monday and Tuesday, you will be able to find that list published on our page. And of course, the artists were so great for the ones that came in top 10. It's just blow my mind. All week long they've been thanking us and tagging us and putting out flyers and this thing and that. And they just so grateful that we're able to share their music across this. Well, we're gonna say our great nation because we feel like we're great people, and this is a great nation, especially when it comes to the music culture that we have. And like Michael Jackson said, he believes that music is going to reconnect everybody, all cultures back together and fix all of the problems that we have in this world. It will take music to do it. And so it's going to take a podcast like this one to be part of that puzzle. That's what it is, right, guys? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the music nation.
That's right. Music Nation. All right, y'all. Let's go out on Razel, y'all. And again, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Jerry Rose Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman of Charm City, baby. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. And let's check out Razel.
Peace.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Ross Live,
So it's done if I
worldwide.
believe that, and I believe that he'd up and rise to the right hand, touching lives of human beings, a human being, the ultimate expression of God. I learned to walk in faith by being tested and tried, navigating mistakes with the celestial guide. I happen to have a taste of hell and had to escape, telling them I was safe, that actually was a lie, staring death in the face, miraculously survive. At the same time, I wasn't happy to be alive. Mistakes must happen, that's grace, but faith is action. Don't stay complacent, stagnant, swayed by the waves that's crashing, dismayed by the things that's happening. This may be your favorite chapter. Wanna be safe from disaster like this ain't the rapture, captured in closed caption. Let the captain have it.
I don't know how it looks right now, but the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. I don't know how it looks right now, but the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves.
Ooh, biblically speaking, we should be rising and conquering every demon, like when Moses led the people, fireproof and out of Egypt. Hold your silent cries of supplication. God is your vindication. Yup. Exodus 14:14. But thank God that He sympathizes greatly with all our demises. Simplifies it enough to say, look what Jesus did. I know you're overwhelmed. I feel you in my heart. This burden allows to see all the fiery darts piercing, penetrating every side. And the blood you shed, equivalent to tears you cried in bed. Your Job experience ain't allowing you to pray, so I'll pray. Lord God, move in the place. Matthew 19:26 is possible to win the race. And Lord, I pray that they embrace the victory that they were made for. The battle is hard, so was the war that you won.
I don't know. Said I'm a living witness. That's the Lord still moves. Yeah. And my Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yeah. I don't know how it looks right now, but the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yeah. I don't know how it looks right now, but the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. I don't care what it looks like. I don't know how it looks right now, but yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Lord still moves. And the Lord still moves. I don't know how it looks right now. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Yes, the Lord still moves. Oh, and He moves, and He moves. Yeah. Yes, the Lord still moves. Still. The Lord still moves. Yes, Jesus Christ the same. Yesterday, today, and He'll never change. He'll never change. Jesus Christ the same. Yesterday, today, and forevermore. He'll never change. He's the same God.
So often we are faced with the things that are constantly put in front of us. But we must learn to look past those things and get out of a false reality that the enemy tries to present us and look towards Jesus. Look to the hills from which cometh our help. The Bible tells us to look up because we have to learn how to see ourselves the way God sees us. If God sees you victorious, then claim that you are victorious. If God sees you as an overcomer, then it shall be so. Walk out of this fire, walk out of this process as pure gold. Be refined.
Jesus Christ.
You're the air I breathe. You're the song I sing. Jesus, you are everything, everything to me. You're the air I breathe. You're the song I sing. Jesus, you mean absolutely everything to me. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. Starting over everything, even all the pain I bring. Yeah. Jesus, my everything. Jesus, my everything. You are starting over everything, and you came to rescue me. Jesus, my everything. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. My God is sovereign. My God is sovereign, yeah.
Cause you illuminated my dark vision.
Open up the clouds, they were hovering over me. Didn't see you like you saw me. I was doing what I wanted, I was gone. Dead, lost without you, living life in a corpse, yeah. And I was so far away from you, so far away from you. And now I know that you answer from your holy heaven with the saving strength of your right hand. And there's never a time where I can't appreciate you saving my life from that sinking sand. See, I was away and I was so far away, and now I get to be close to love every day. I can hear my Father's heart when he say come close to me. All who are heavy laden, lay your burdens down next to me at the cross. Yeah, cause when I was far, I was lost. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of no way. Swiftly, the time seemed to pass you by. Wondering, will these tears dry from my eyes? This world will leave you cold, empty and alone, longing for you, so I come near and close. So I pour into you all my love. I'm gonna love you forever and ever. Gonna love you forever. my life as a strategy of war. Shine brightly, fear and trembling. Oh my, if God is before me, who can be against me? Lion of Judah, roar as you call me out beyond the shore. Walking on water, I believe when you said you never leave nor forsake me. Leave nor forsake me. No, our God is big. He never falls. Lord is my light, breaks down every wall. He has dominion. No need to fear. No need to fear. Gonna love you forever. No fear. No fear. No fear. No fear. This world might break forever. No fear. No fear. No fear. Gonna love you forever. No fear. No fear. This world might break forever. No fear. No fear. 'Cause he didn't give it to me. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? No waste of time. You sacrifice everything for me. I'm gonna love you forever. No waste of time. You sacrifice everything. I'm gonna love you forever. No fear. This world, I'm gonna love you forever. No matter what they say, I'm gonna love you. Gonna love you forever, ever and ever and ever and ever. This world might break forever. You did not give me a spirit of fear. No power of love. 'Cause he didn't give it to me.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Now's the time to come alive. Now's the time to come alive. Yeah. You shall live, you shall not die. And in his presence you'll abide. Yeah. So soldier, get your war face on. Put your war face on. In the battle in the army of the Most High God. This is not a facade, so hold up the light. Hold up the light and shine on, soldier. Remember the blood you shed. He already shed for you. Remember the tears you cried. He already cried for you. So let's get one thing straight. You're the head and not the tail. Look to the hills from which cometh your help. Your help come from the Lord. So take up your sword and go to war. Take up your sword and go to war. But I don't succumb to the situation, relentless, even though the fire darts might pierce me. When I hit the ground with a broken spirit and a heart that's contrite, teaching my hands to war and my fingers to fight. In the belly of the beast, where he feasts on my flesh, try to rob me of rest. My battle scars bleeding for that blood and redemption. Gotta mention he's perfect in all his ways, so satisfied if he let me die, cause I live as Christ and I die as gain. I hear the spirit say, remember the blood you shed, he already shed for you. You have the mind of Christ, you are victorious. So let's get one thing straight, you are not your own, you're a warrior. Your help come from the Lord, yes. Take up your sword, you got to fight to the finish. The battle is won, you win it. Take up your sword, go get it, and go to war. My God shall supply your needs according to his riches and glory. You're already more than more. You're already more, yes. Take up your sword, take it up, you go to war. Take up your sword, you already won, you overcome. Jesus is Lord. Take up your sword, he shall supply your needs according to his riches and glory. The revolution will not be televised, but it's being lived out. There's always a circumstance, demands faith in the darkest parts of our minds. Weapons of mass destruction are psychologically manifested and infested with lies. You want to keep me from the truth of who I am. I am born again of the Most High, loved by Adonai. The sun died and rose again so I could rise. The Lion of Judah roars over the horizon. See him wearing the armor of God, illuminated by his righteous cause. I am to trample upon scorpions and cut off the heads of giants. See me through the Father's eyes. Victory is not given to the wise, but for those who are wise enough to fight for the king. Take up your sword, take up your sword, and go to war. Take up your sword, take it up, so take it up, and go to war. Take up your sword, you are victorious. You are victorious. You're already more than conqueror. You're already more, yeah. Take up your sword. Sometimes you'll have to cry, so let this be your war cry. You're a warrior, come out alive. The word of God is the weapon. You are victorious. You are victorious. You're already more than a conqueror. Already more than a conqueror.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I'm living in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry was live, worldwide.
Hey, you know the things God will teach you. Crazy. We always trying to go ahead of God and saying that we available to do this and that and that and this, and we want to go above and beyond, but are we really available for Him? You know, just as you are ready for the promise, you gotta be ready for that process. You dig? Listen up.
Shot permeated my soul, I knew I was destined for greatness. The vividly alive colors of my future hit me hard, it's real. God, I know you gon' make a way. What you engraved in me, nobody can take away. I got my mind made up, I see the next level of galaxies you wanna elevate me. Enlarging my territory before I go away. I promise to keep you first. My zealous heart will always keep you first. Wait, but first, you gotta put the work in. Increase the grind, increase the time. Bend over backwards a little more. You want my time, you're being refined. I won't resign my sovereignty. I'ma decline you when you try to cheat. Don't rush my process, trust me. Bless my name and trust me, yeah. I have known you for a long time now, yeah. Before your mother's womb. And I know all of your desires, yeah. I know your every move. waited, outlasted attacks from my adversary. Feel like you neglected, never elected these type of tears to occupy my eyesight. My whole life, I combated my nightmares or dreams, and I still got more fight, and I got more light, and I'm ready for the transformation, and I'm ready for the gimme that with the winning and winning, and my mentality driven. The only reason I'm someone I promise I put in work, and my only purpose to show up that I've been digging to get to the treasure. My heart is always in it, no never, not ever giving up. Relentless forever, but God don't change. I can still hear him say, you gotta put the work in, increase the grind, increase the time, bend over backwards a little more. You want my time, you're being refined. I won't resign my sovereignty. I'ma decline you when you try to cheat. Don't rush my process, trust me. Bless my name and trust me. I have known you for a long time now, yeah. Before your mother's womb, and I know all of your desires, yeah. I know your every move. You remind me of Jeremiah. I got plans to prosper you, but I come to this conclusion. See, you must first embrace all of me, and all I take you through. You must first embrace all of me, and all I ever do. You must first embrace all of me. Time will be exalted all the way up, all the way up, yeah. Time will be exalted all the way up, all the way up, yeah. Time will be exalted all the way up, all the way up, yeah. Time will be exalted all the way up, all the way up, yeah. When I was so far away, you came and died. You resurrected and you said that you are the life, the truth and the way. You made a way out of nowhere. When I was so far away, so far away. .org, Internet radio.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
We'd like to thank you for joining us at PositivePower21.org, home of the greatest podcast on earth. If you enjoyed this ministry and you'd like to make a donation, please visit us at
Supported radio from the University of Pennsylvania.
Hi, this is Bob Bombero with the XBN Concert
This is 90.5 WKHS
Worldwide Podcast. You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Sunday Jazz Experience. I am your host, DJ Lady Praise, aka Yvette Henson, and here with me is one of my co-hosts, DJ Whisper Sam Moore. What's up, Sam?
Hey,
And so we don't know where the other players are. We have no idea. We don't know where the other crew is. We sort of have an idea where jazz man Michael Sampson, I think he's still coming back from a trip, and he might have a little bit of jet lag, so he definitely said he may not be here. But as far as DJ King Milford Murray, we have no clue. So,
This session is
where
no
are
longer
you,
being recorded.
Mill? Where are you, Bill? But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get the show on the road. Again, this is the Sunday Jazz Experience on 90.5 WKHS FM. And we've got a really good show for you this evening. Our featured artist is none other than Ramsey Lewis.
All right.
Yeah, so the musicologist himself, Lane, gave me that idea, and I said, "Oh, that's a great idea. We could do some Ramsey Lewis." Yes. So, and I have played some Ramsey Lewis songs in the past, over the past month. So we're just gonna jam them all together, and I picked out the four biggest, greatest ones. Yeah. So I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
The biggest.